Yeah, right here at Uptown Comedy Corner, 397 North Central Avenue. This weekend, we got my man Carlos Miller.
Come on now.
Been sold out every show this weekend. Most comics don't even stay for the Sunday night shows. But Carlos said, hey, I'm going to be here for the duration. I'm going to do Sunday night too.
I want everything.
You want everything.
I ain't opening up nothing. I ain't opening up nothing.
You ain't opening up nothing. You ain't leaving nothing. You want all that money.
Not leaving no money on the table.
On them tables. And you did that, this brother. You sold out every show this weekend.
Every damn show.
Right here, Uptown. And I wanted to let you know I am proud of you, my young Mississippian brother.
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
And I just left your area of the country doing shows, and you down here in my area of the country doing shows right now where I live. And Uptown fans want to let you know, man, we thank you for even doing Uptown, because I know you're at that level now. You don't have to do these small clubs anymore.
Man, it's always good to get into a space and work out, and you know, especially when it's at the house. I live in Atlanta. I started my career in Atlanta, so it's always different when you get to perform for your real friends and your local fans. It's just a different vibe, man. So I always appreciate being able to come up here and sell out the club, because I had one of them comedian stories where I remember when they brought Uptown back, and then going up there doing guest spots,
right,
landing a opening spot, and then featuring and hosting, and eventually headlining. So it's just it's like the completion of a trilogy for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because I went through the whole process.
Yeah.
Waiting to get on.
And that's what I love about it. I've seen your progress from open micer to a host to a feature act. Now, brother, you selling out stadiums your damn self.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Air conditioning messing me up. But anyway, you selling out stadiums now, colleges, your damn self. And I'm so proud of you, dog. You just don't know, man.
Thank you. Because I try to compound all my opportunities to build my fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to tell the type of jokes that make people want to connect with you personally. And it's like, you're an OG, so it take you a good 7 to 10 years to even get into that pocket where you're not telling jokes and you're talking about yourself. So your jokes are so personal that nobody can steal your material. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's one of the things that I learned from being around comedians like you. You know what I'm saying?
Be in your private lane, and you got your lane now.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
got his own lane.
85 boys, look here. 85 South.
Any
y'all
95?
Man, y'all the new African Costello, whatever his name is.
Abbott and Costello.
Abbott Costello. And you the new Richard Pryor, Red Fox, and Flip Wilson. I love to see you brothers. Y'all so versatile and so young at knowing what the people want to hear.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about it, though. It's like, I think the podcast lane has been a blessing because it gives you got even more creative space to try things, even more than open mic. Because as a comedian, the thrill of creating new material is trying to squeeze it into that 5-minute box.
Exactly.
But now you can get on the internet and you have people who are just fans of raw, unscripted comedy. Right. So it gives you the freedom to try stuff out. And then you get to put it out and get the instant feedback.
Right, instant feedback. Ain't that gratifying?
Regular people don't get the credit they deserve for being funny because it's the comments and the feedback that drives us creative to be like, damn.
Because people are actually watching.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about you being on network TV. And
some of the best tags come from the fans.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. It's like they have such a personal relationship to the material that you gave them. They give you something so personal to them, like, bro, that happened to me, and then this happened. You should say this. And sometimes they don't even know that they're helping you write a joke or giving you an idea to drive the next one.
Hey, I'm sorry. I got my man Solo from New York in the house. Comedian Solo.
What's up, people?
This is Carlos Miller weekend, but he's nice enough to let my man Solo come on, be a part of the show. Solo, man.
Me and Carlos go back long, long way.
Yeah, man.
Carlos was one of the first niggas that put me on stage. And I mean, when we was beat down clubs, when it was hood niggas outside, and they gonna kick my ass if I wasn't funny.
Right.
Carlos, and then Carlos, he was real cool with me because, a nigga that pick at you must like you.
Man, you go.
That boy picked at me every time I came to the city.
I'm glad you brought that up. Somebody trying to
Somebody
get in.
trying to get in
Ghetto
this.
shit, right? Nigga, both
That's
of you
a-
open the door.
Open the goddamn door.
Yeah, but go ahead.
But it's just, like you were saying, it's
I
like
mean-
when you get to talking shit with comedians, there's only certain comedians that you even enjoy roasting and, you know what I'm saying, playing the dozens and shit with. Because it's just,
they can take it.
it take a certain kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Carlos was one of the best from beginning to end.
you know what it
he was
is,
one
man?
of the
What it
most
is,
deadly
man?
venom dude to start messing with. If you started something messing with Carlos, he's sneaky with it because Carlos would sit back and act like he's not gonna give you that high five. He wait till all of them get around in one circle and then he hit us.
Yeah. See, Carlos, what I want to ask you, Carlos, a lot of people don't know this, right? I want to ask you this. What is a typical day in a Carlos Miller life? What's the first time of the day you light up your first blunt?
My first blunt of the day,
Yeah.
I like to get my first blunt of the day started early. A lot of people who don't get up early don't know this. Bro, that high hit different when you up before 6 o'clock. That 6 o'clock high different than a motherfucker,
It's
man.
different. It's different.
Man, you know how much shit you can do between 6 and 8:30?
That's right.
Oh my God.
You like the military.
Man, what? You
Yeah.
feel so accomplished.
Yeah.
Then you go back to bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the best part about going back to bed is that you sleep for that extra hour.
Yeah.
And it feel like you went back for a whole nother 8.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Exactly.
sir. I mean,
Because
that's-
you good and high, your
Man,
mind is
what?
relaxed.
Breakfast, you
Yeah.
full.
You done saw the news, what's going on. Oh, okay, this the bullshit that's going on. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go back to
The
bed on
fucked
that
up
bullshit.
part about being a comedian, though,
Yeah.
and you get vouched for this, is some days you literally don't have nothing to do. Like you done handled all your business early. You done sent the contract back. You done booked 3 flights. You done booked 3 more shows.
Deposits are coming in.
Deposits is all you got to do is get up and run to the bank and put these checks in.
Right.
Right.
And that's before 1 o'clock.
Right.
And you ain't even got a show today.
Yeah.
Man, that is the longest day
Ain't that
ever.
the best living though to
Yeah,
have?
hell
That
yeah.
residual income.
You know what? This is the only day that make me
I
feel
need that.
successful. It don't matter how much it's for. If I have a check,
Yeah.
and I don't have to rush that bitch to the bank. Like that day when you like, fuck it, I go tomorrow. That's the day that I be feeling like I'm really on my shit.
Yeah.
Right.
When I got money and checks and I ain't even took it to the
Cash
bank
them.
yet. Because there was a point in my life where I had to rush that shit to the
Right.
bank.
Make sure the nigga ain't paid nobody else first.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you want to be the first one he pay.
Sometimes you be traveling for 2 or 3 weeks with these checks and be like,
Yeah.
well, fuck, I ain't even bring it.
Hey, yeah.
I gotta wait till I get home to deposit
Right,
that
right.
bitch.
Yeah, but now with that new phone app, the phone app
Oh
now.
my, I don't use it.
Oh,
When
you
take
gotta
a
do that,
picture-
Carlos.
When you take a picture,
Yeah,
No,
I do that
because
right in front of a motherfucker. I
I'm
want to see
so-
his face. I want to see his face when I'm
I
doing that
came
shit.
from so much of nothing.
Right.
I
Right.
fuck around and forget that I done took a picture of that check and be done try to deposit it again. It's for my own safety. I need to take that damn check.
To the bank.
I only bank with black women.
Oh, okay.
I only bank with black women.
What bank you banking at then? When you know this?
I'm not telling. Because
Hold on.
I don't want the line to get long. All I'm saying, if any bank that I bank
support
at,
the black business
Yeah.
though.
I specifically asked for the black woman teller. I wait extra. I don't want nobody helping me but the black woman because I like the way they count the money once they take it out the money machine. I like the way they count
But
it
what,
fast.
but what if it's all white in there? What if they all white? You gonna walk out?
I ain't never been to no all white bank. I don't bank like
I seen them do it. For real, I went to the bank with Carlos one time.
Just smoking.
Carlos made the women, as soon as they pulled the money out the money counter, Carlos counted his money, give it back to him. They put it in their bra, then they give it back to Carlos. He demands that. And they get like, what, 10%? I don't know what it is. I ain't trying to put your business out here, my nigga.
They always ask, do you want an
what
envelope?
it
I be
be.
like, no,
I'm
put
done.
my money in your bra for a minute.
Yeah, what he do, man? He only make them wear 3 colors. What colors you make them wear?
Black,
Look.
white, and that Band-Aid color.
Hey man, Carlos, if you ever
I'm
get
done.
money,
Set it
I'll
off.
tell you something. Now. If you ever get to that money stage when you need a business account, don't trust that motherfucker.
I don't.
Yeah,
Now,
tell
Carlos,
them.
I'll tell you why. All of their clients go bankrupt, but they don't.
They
Right.
don't.
They
That's
never
that-
do.
yeah.
Nah,
Tell
yeah.
that motherfucker, put my money where you put my
Where you put
your
his
goddamn
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? When I really, you know what I'm saying, first started even trying to make any significant amount of money, I always, bro, even when I didn't have money, I used to read books about how you generate income and what you're supposed to do with it
Yeah.
and how you compound your interest. And I'm interested in shit like that. I mean, I haven't made any significant purchases or no things like that. I haven't
did
bought
shit yet.
I haven't bought nothing that I had to, you know what I mean, think twice about.
Right.
So I'm stacking all of my bread because I
Yeah.
know how easy they can cut
That
your
shit
water
come and
off
go.
with this entertainment
That's
shit.
smart.
You
And they
want
ain't nothing
you,
but the
you
Lord.
really, especially at this climate, you
Yeah.
really one joke away from being canceled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
man.
Because everybody,
Exactly.
yeah, you can say the wrong shit on some underground shit,
Shit.
like a podcast, and they take that one little 5-second
Yep.
bite,
Right.
and they'll run your ass out the game.
Yep,
Right.
but I be wanting all that goddamn smoke. I tell you that right now. I want white Jesus. I want all that shit right here. Right goddamn now. I want all that smoke.
You want yours
Hey,
right here.
boy,
on
I'm
earth.
so tired. Hey, look at. Let me tell you something. Them white folk put everything in blackface because you know that's what they doing now. The Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Them white folk put everything in blackface except Jesus, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Black folk can't even get a black Jesus on TV except that one episode on Good Times.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna call that man Ned DeWino.
Carlos, let me ask you this now.
Talk to him.
Wilding Out is a big part of your career right now.
Yeah.
How did that come about where you became a staple on Wilding Out? You're not just a fixture that come on there every now and then. You are a staple of Wilding Out now.
That's funny that you brought that up because me and Chico talk about this shit all the time. It's like Wildin' Out. When we got on Wildin' Out, it was already, it was popular, it was successful. So when they rebooted it, they didn't bring none of the, they brought only a few of the original cast members back. So it was already pressure for us to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it take a while of being in front of these people's face because our first season they was like, well, who the hell is that? Blah blah blah. We don't know these folks. And then after we put in the work of the first season, they was like, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what I'm used to, but it ain't bad.
Right.
And then the next season they was like, okay, I'm back on it. I like these guys.
Right.
Okay, now I know their names. All right, this is the new Wildin' Out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that going through that, that was the hard part of it for me. It's like because the show was already known and being, the replacements.
Right.
So we really had to challenge ourselves to make ourselves stand out because they had done so much to change those games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once we realized that we couldn't just come in and try to keep the Wildin' Out theme going, we had to really make it our own and take the chances. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of the people who run the show, the showrunners,
Right.
executive producers,
You had nothing to lose.
we really didn't have nothing to lose, but we still had to show them in a
your
way.
value.
Right. So it was
Yeah.
like a lot of the things that we did to make ourselves stand out, it really went against what they were telling us to do. So once we started challenging, the mold, the norm, or what they were used to on the show, that's when we started breaking through.
They call y'all groundbreakers.
Yeah, that's what that was. But we
That's
had
what it was.
but it's a big risk to take because,
Yeah.
say for instance, you do this and then it's not well perceived.
Right.
Then that's just the hill that you died on.
Yeah. But
So-
give big credit to Nick Cannon too, who stuck with you guys.
Yeah.
He could have
That's one of the-
pulled that card anytime he wanted to.
See, that's one
Yeah.
thing. What's one of the credits that I feel like Nick doesn't get because it's his show, right? Say it's his show and it's this
Right.
big. Nick never approached us like, "This is my show. Do
Right.
this." He always was like, "No, do your shit," and he challenges people to do that. So you see a lot of people come and go because they don't do what he brought them to do. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, say for instance, if you the loud crazy motherfucker, then that's exactly what you need to do. So once they notice on the episodes that you quiet and you in the back, like that's not what we brought you here to do.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So everybody got a role.
But
And
matter
you know
of fact-
how hard it is to work
Exactly.
improv with comedians.
Exactly.
You got to know when to pass the ball,
That's the
Yeah.
hardest
Yeah.
thing for comedians.
when to be the punchline. A lot of comedians always want to be the one delivering the punchline,
Right.
but part of being in the comedic world is knowing that you have to be the punchline.
And you
sometimes.
DC Fly and your other boy, what's his name?
Chico Bean.
Chico, y'all have y'all relationship so good. It's like y'all speaking. Y'all practice. I don't know if y'all practice this shit.
That's the thing about it. We've
Yeah.
never sat down and rehearsed anything. Our relationship is really organic. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's how we really kick it. That's how we really talk to each other. So whether we were at a show or not, these are probably this shit would have got said.
I see you backstage when you be doing music shit and they come in because I know you a 24/7 nigga on.
Right,
And you
exactly.
kick off shit and they follow up like
Of
and they
course.
comfortable doing that.
Yeah, of
And I
course.
noticed that you are the kickstart.
It
Yeah.
got to be.
Yeah. Now I want to give big shouts out to my man Mo Williams in the room.
Mo
Matter of fact,
Williams,
too.
Wild
Shout out
Out.
to
Matter
we
of fact,
got
Mo,
yeah.
come up here, Mo.
Ponce,
Mo, come up here, Mo. Yeah.
Chris set it off Jones.
Chris set it
Solo.
off Jones.
Oh, they just
Yeah.
heard me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Chris
little
Jones
shit,
funny.
smoke.
Give me a set it off on here one time, man.
Smoke.
Set it off.
Set it off.
Set it
Hold
off.
on. I got
Yeah, I
my
want
own
everybody to
camera
know.
over here.
Mo-
Goddamn it. I got my own camera.
Mo
Shout out
in the
to Mo.
room too, man. But Carlos, man, I want to let
Oh,
you
we right
know,
here.
man, I am so proud of you.
Thank you, dog.
And when you reach back to Uptown Comedy Corner, which is they moved to a new spot, and the white comics and the black comics and the big comedy clubs are trying to shut out the black comedy club from getting acts like yourself. And how hard is that dealing with your manager and agent? People don't know this in the business, that you have commitments from your manager and agent that you sometimes go outside of to do it just because you want to have that relationship with that black comedy club.
Right.
There's a lot going on that people don't know about politics-wise, where when you get to a level like yourself, when you sign on with Live Nation, I don't know if you're with them yet.
Yeah.
See,
we are.
You have
Shout out to
restrictions
Live
where you
Nation.
can perform.
Yeah.
And it's big. I'm glad you're with them, but comedy clubs like this still need to know that you will reach out and say, I will come there too, because your fan base want to see you there too.
So this is how you work it.
Yeah.
And I know you know the game. It's like, say for instance, once you get that status, you get that deal, they consider you to be a mainstream comedian.
Right.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You
Right.
might clear $80-100 million a year.
Yeah.
But Nick, what about that weekend that
You ain't
off?
doing nothing.
Them 3 weeks between movies.
Right.
That's 6 weeks where you have nothing.
Right.
Those 8 weeks where you in New York filming a movie.
Exactly.
You say there's a way.
You're not
There's
gonna
always
hit
a way.
those. You're not gonna hit that stage. You're gonna turn down your homie, and he's saying, "Bo, I know I ain't got what you used to get.
Right. But you ain't doing nothing this weekend.
Come get this extra.
Exactly.
I done scraped up everything I can scrape up in the area. I even got my man's, the street man. He gonna make sure it's gonna be worth your. It ain't what you used to get,
Right.
But it's gonna be worth
We're
your
gonna
time.
make it worth your time.
All we
Exactly.
need you to do is 20 minutes.
Man,
Just come through and show your face.
and let me tell you something, Carlos. Keep that mentality, brother, because that's where the black man in the business is struggling. The black promoters are struggling because we have these white agents. I don't know if you got a white agent or a white manager, but they have dealers with certain, we know how it is. You got to deal with certain facilities.
Yes.
You can't work 6 months before, 6 months
Right. But
after
then
in that area.
exactly.
And, all type
And then
of shit, man.
like you saying, it's a lot of little pockets you can get caught in.
Yeah.
You could get you a West Coast agent, and you be working the hell out the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
But all your East Coast fans, like, when you coming out here? But you look at your calendar, you like, shit, I'm booked for the next 6 months.
Right.
It ain't that I don't love y'all. It's just that these people paying me right now.
Right now.
So it is hard to try to please
Yeah.
everybody, but you gotta. It's the word.
But you doing it.
Your market is huge.
Yeah.
So you gotta go hit everybody.
Hey, man,
you got
and
fans.
how hard is what we do?
Bruh.
You only work an hour and a half. What you did tonight, what, an hour and a half tonight, nigga? You went forever
it take
tonight.
us longer to get there than
Yeah.
to perform.
Exactly.
So you go.
But that's my thing about true comedians. My thing about my question to you is this, because I always want to ask a comic that I know is a true comedian. There's a difference between comedians and there's a difference between comics.
Yes.
What's the difference?
The
It
difference
is
is a comic is what you probably see every day of a cat on internet doing his thing, blah blah blah. He gets famous from the internet. Now he's famous. Comedians are the ones who done this before all the internet. Before I seen you before the internet.
Right.
I seen your growth before anything blew up with Wild 'N Out. You was killing rooms before then.
Right.
And now you working
that's
with
the part that mean. Like, I get where you're going with
Well,
that.
I don't
like
agree
that
with
part.
that.
Part mean the most because it's like a lot of people want to be famous.
Smoke, you ain't shit.
A lot of people they
You ain't
Well,
shit.
I don't really agree with the comic and comedian thing. I really think that it's a sign of the times. It's still a comic base to it. They're not comedians per se,
Right.
And they trying to run into the comedian realm,
Right.
And I can't fault them for that, man.
You
'Cause
can't.
it's
I'm
the
not
time,
faulting them.
but I'm saying it's the time they were raised in. They weren't raised in the time Richard Pryor, Red Fox,
Right.
when we
That's
first
my
started.
biggest complaint. I
It
was
ain't the
saying about
time
that.
now.
I
That's
get
my
it.
biggest
I
complaint
get
about
it.
the game now.
Because
It's like,
Carlos is benefiting from
That's
that.
why I asked the question, because
Man,
I
he's-
wanted
he's
to
a both.
ask
He's both.
from someone who worked with these cats
Yeah.
all the time. He works with comedians and comics at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
And he probably noticed that as he's on stage, the comic is learning off of him.
it don't,
Right.
that shit, I never pay attention to that.
Exactly.
Because it's like, it's
Yeah.
this. Bo would tell you, he been around longer than me. Bro, when somebody who has the ball or who has the light or who got the heat right now, whoever got the lane, that don't mean you can't fuck with them.
Right.
What you gonna do? You see, that's why I always tell comedians, be careful who you play with or
Right.
what you joking about on social media. You don't know
Exactly.
who watching you and who fuck with you.
Right.
You might have fucked up a bag playing. You said a joke. You said it in a joking way, but that's the one shit that person didn't want. That one rapper, he really insecure about, but he been fucking with you.
Right.
So now you done made your little roast video and got your little views, but now you done lost your bag for the year.
Yeah.
So a lot of comedians, that's my biggest gripe about the entertainment industry, period. It ain't just the comedians, it's the entertainers.
Right.
With like you said, with the social media.
'Cause now
Everybody want to be famous right now.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
don't
yeah.
don't nobody want to be good at shit no more.
The
They
craft.
want to be just famous right now.
You mean the craft?
Yeah,
Craft,
I
I
wanna
always,
put the work
the
into the
art,
craft.
I always looked at it different. I wanted to be good first.
There you go.
Yes.
And then still don't care too much about the fame part, but I see how vital that is to being able to move through this industry.
Right.
People respect you different when they see that you are aware of what level you on and what you bring to the game.
Yeah.
It's really about your value. Once you recognize your value,
Yeah.
because I look back at shows that I used to do and I'd be like, can't believe I was selling myself short for $5
Right.
Yeah.
and hoping and giving the show away, hoping that people came. That's the one
But it
thing.
paid off.
Right.
That's the one thing we got to change about the comedy game.
Well, I got a
Right.
It's
promoter here in the house. Yeah.
we get so focused on having a room full of people, we don't give a fuck how they get there.
Yeah. I got a promoter
Yep.
here in the house tonight. He
DJ.
just drove down from Mississippi.
What part of
to be a
Mississippi?
Columbus.
Columbus
Man,
in
I'm
the
from
building.
Aliceville.
Yeah. He just
My
drove
grandma
down
got
tonight
pregnant
to
in
see
Columbus.
you. He drove down tonight to see this show. I told him I'm gonna do the Sit Down with Uptown with Carlos.
Yeah.
He drove down just to see this Sit Down with Uptown with Carlos.
Now
Because
see-
he's saying it's promoters like himself that need comics to come back to. They got rooms, they got places for them, but the white agents and managers are not trying to let them communicate with you guys.
But see,
And-
that's
yeah.
the thing that they do not understand.
Yeah.
And those are then like, this is my best advice to the promoters or whoever books shows in any small city or, you know what I'm saying, small capacity. We don't care nothing about how well known you are. The
Right.
one important thing about being a promoter is doing what you say you're gonna do.
Right.
That's the only, whether you have the money or not.
Yes.
You
Right.
need to do what you say you're gonna do. It ain't
Yes,
that's
Lord.
that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
just do it. If you say you're gonna pick a nigga up at 2:30, just pick him up at 2:30. If
Right.
you don't have a nigga money, you say you're gonna fix it and you're gonna send it Monday. Send it
Send it
Monday.
Monday.
Don't fuck your relationship up
Right.
with somebody because you trying to save face.
Yes.
Your word will go a lot further in this game as a promoter doing what you say you'll do. Just like your word is another form of currency.
Well, I got-
Because if you fuck Chris Jones out of $400,
Right. You go-
he gonna come back to Atlanta and tell
tell everybody.
20 comedians don't fuck with that
Don't
nigga
fuck
in,
with that nigga.
in
They
know
Columbus,
it.
Mississippi, because they don't got the money.
But-
I know, and you know this for a fact. I hate to
Exactly.
keep cutting you off, but I gotta say this.
Yeah.
You know this. Even if a promoter run you all around, this nigga ride you around for 2 hours, and you had to go to his sister's house and take pictures.
Yeah.
If that
Go to the mall.
if that nigga had your money, comedians will
Yeah, all
speak
good.
like that nigga on bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
he don't have that goddamn
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
You gonna fuck with his
You go to the
cousin.
barbershop.
Yeah.
You gonna have to fuck with his
You
cousin.
going over that nigga's sister's house to take
Yep.
pictures.
But he put out 500 flyers, guys.
But
Yeah,
you don't have that goddamn money.
He gonna have all that
When
money.
you said hit nigga from Mississippi, that shit, when you said he was from Mississippi,
Yeah.
Right.
they put the extra on it because I know how Mississippi niggas is.
Oh, I'ma tell you
And we
how
ain't
great-
gonna leave Mississippi
I'm
for no
gonna tell
bullshit.
you how
Damn sure
great
ain't.
this promoter is. The promoter named Dick James. This brother here.
You gotta change your name
I
from
know
Dick.
that.
You
I
can't
told
book
him
me
they
for
gonna-
first name.
Yeah, I
Dick.
told him
Yeah.
don't be calling me.
Not working
Nah,
with a
with
nigga
Dick.
named
Dick
Dick.
James.
Yeah.
Because if a nigga
Yeah.
fuck you out your money, you deserve
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Who you pay? The nigga Dick didn't.
I can hear you
Dick
talk.
James.
Dick you out your money
Dick
for fucking
James.
around with
Hey,
Dick.
James.
but one thing,
Tricky Dick.
Yeah.
one thing that's real that I think, you know what I'm saying, with once again he's saying he from Mississippi.
Yeah.
All y'all from Mississippi, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
from
right.
Alabama. Everybody from Georgia, you feel me? It's a
Mobile.
it's a southern
Yeah.
it's a southern thing too,
Southern
you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That we supposed to always stay about our word anyway, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna
Got it all.
I'm gonna tell you this about your brother.
And what's your name again?
I-
What?
Dick James.
Timo.
Timo.
Okay.
Change his
I
name.
hope
back.
you'll never get locked up. Ain't nobody trying to make no
Timo.
shirts talking about free dick. We like, hell no.
Nah.
You got to stay locked up, nigga. I'm going to tell you that right goddamn now. Like, man, wait, Timo,
I
get
wear
Timo
one.
out the fuck
I wear
out.
one.
But let me tell you what
Who
kind of
made them
promoter he
shirts?
is. I had a comic that's supposed to drive me. I flew in from Austin. I did a show in Austin Friday night.
Yeah.
I was in his show Saturday night.
Right.
So the comic that came from Atlanta supposed to drive me back to Atlanta. The comic from Atlanta decided he want to go somewhere else, see a girl or whatever.
Oh, you ain't got to say that. Go
Oh,
ahead.
he said, I'm not driving you back. He told me when he got there.
Yeah.
So we done had this plan for 3 months.
Right.
He supposed to drive me back. So guess what he said? No problem, man. I'll drive you back.
Right. It's shit
So the
like
brother
that.
drove me back down today.
That's
Shit
real.
like
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
That's a real
Him and his
shit.
brother drove me down. So
That's what's
what
love.
you know what I mean? You deal relationship
Yeah.
with people, and you got to give
Goddamn
some
fucking
free
right.
aids to promoters. We talk about promoters all the time, but sometimes we got to give it up to certain promoters. And I want to
Yes.
give it up to this brother.
Right.
Get up.
And he said, man, Carlos Miller gonna be there? I said,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And Carlos, man, you got all your buddies here back in the back.
Johan say.
Johan say.
Me
got
and
my
yo,
man-
a lot of
got my
people,
man Mo.
a lot of people
Not
think I'm
humble.
bullshit when I tell them this, man. This is
Yeah.
a true story. Me and that nigga Johan say saying UFO one night.
Yeah,
I
I
swear
don't
they
do it. I
told
don't
me
see
it told me
it.
that.
Weed was
I
there.
don't seen it.
Hey,
What kind of
that,
weed was that?
man is right there. He'll tell you, nigga. We was on our way to Throwbacks one night. Nigga, you know that when you get off the 285 and that bitch loop all the way around, like we were coming straight through that bitch, man. We seen it. This shit was the bluest blue you ever seen in
Yeah.
your life. That bitch looked like someone falling out the sky. Then the whole
Yep.
goddamn that shit like lightning flash. That shit was gone.
Yeah. Now I wasn't there.
Y'all was
Y'all
drunk.
They called me as soon as that
Strawberry
happened.
Johan say you gotta step to the mic. I am not bullshit, man.
Yo,
Straight up.
I see. Come on back
Me
on
and
up
this
here,
nigga
son.
seen, I don't know
Tell
what
the
the fuck
truth.
we seen, but we seen.
Tell the truth,
Tell
son.
him Johan say we seen some
It's
shit
right
that,
there, tell it.
that night,
Yeah,
bro.
it was like a little flash of light.
No,
Both
what?
seen that shit.
Y'all sure it wasn't raining?
No, because when the shit flashed, we
Shit,
we
like a
was
little-
talking like we
little-
talking
like a
now.
little- like
then
a
the
little-
shit flashed and we was quiet. We was like, bro, you saw that? And he was like, yeah, I seen that shit too. I was like, what the fuck was that? He like, I ain't never seen no
First
shit
we
like
tried
that.
to act like we didn't see that shit.
First
I'm
and
waiting for him to
foremost.
say.
First of
I'm
all,
waiting for him to say some shit.
what type of weed that was before y'all seen that UFO?
This been a while ago, so it wasn't no good weed or nothing. I mean, it was decent, but it
It was
wasn't no
decent.
shit that was gonna have us
Yeah.
tripping or nothing like
some of
that.
that
And
throwback.
Carlos said he know what the fuck he saw.
Hey, let me give a shout out to Mope, man. Mope just did his second season of Wildin' Out.
Third
Yeah.
season.
My
Third
bad,
season.
my bad.
Wildin' Out, baby.
What's the
My
blessing?
bad. I don't be counting other niggas' accomplishments,
Yeah.
but I did see you. And I love the risks that you take, and you always challenging yourself to try to come up with something unique and different, bro. And that's the type of shit that got you there. And don't never lose that about yourself, Mope. You one of the most, you know what I mean? Like, not like different, like the most different niggas out here. You funny, but you always trying to challenge your shit to make it more visual, and that's what separates you from a lot of the new comedians.
I don't agree with none of that shit.
you don't have
Appreciate
to.
that. You
You
shouldn't
don't
even
have
be up
to.
here so long.
Ain't shit.
I don't agree with none of that shit.
Nah,
Mo
so
Teeth more
nigga.
famous
Mo-
than he is, but go ahead.
Smoke is up here. 88 still hanging with the young niggas.
They about to start. Listen. Anybody
What-
came up
what's
under
crazy-
Carlos is going to be a roaster. I don't give a
what's
fuck.
crazy
He
is-
has no turnoff switch. Carlos
say
don't have no turnoff. He don't care who it is.
What's crazy is Carlos is damn near just 30 years old. He tell another motherfucker that's older than him how to handle the business. That's the kind of spirit Carlos
No, it's
has.
just that.
I mean, I'm
It's
just
just-
saying that's the kind of spirit you got.
I done had to deal with
Yeah.
a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Like I done been in rooms that I never thought I would be in at this phase of my career. Like I had a 2-hour meeting with P. Diddy just about him being a fan of things that we doing and how he fucks with us, and you know, just to
Right.
be
That's
around
real.
these people who you've always admired and get game from them, just to see them seeing you is it's a mind fuck, man. It tripped me out.
Wow.
And just to be around people that I respect and admire, and just having, but you know how it is, just to have those conversations with people
Yeah.
who these are singers and athletes and
Right.
entertainers and people who have hundreds of millions
Right.
of dollars,
Right.
who not necessarily in the comedy business, but they still saying, man, what can I do to help you?
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm a part
Further your
of, you,
career.
you good.
Yeah.
If anything that's got something to do with me, I want to help you get to the level that I see you on.
Yeah.
That shit is
It's
different.
powerful, man.
Right.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you walk into
just-
a room and you're
just-
talking to Robert Townsend about, man, I love all your moves, and he like, man, well, what you think, man? You think we should do this, or you know what I mean? Just to have them kind of conversations, it's dope.
Yeah. Hey man, I don't want to hold you all night, brother. I know you're tired. You done did
Hey.
9 shows this
I don't
weekend.
get tired,
Hold
bro.
on now.
I
9
don't get tired,
sold
bro.
out shows.
Sold out
9
shows.
sold out
First
shows.
of all, let's-
Atlanta's
Let's give him that.
loves
Hold
his
on.
brother.
And
Yeah.
I wouldn't be talking if I wasn't on the show. Let me go ahead and say that too.
Let me
I've been
go
out
and
here
say
killing it with them right here. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be right here in Atlanta.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
out here them shows.
I didn't know
Don't
you
y'all
on the
forget
show
us.
all weekend.
Hold on.
You was on the show all weekend.
All
Smoke?
weekend. So
Come
check
on, man.
this
You
out.
had to
Wow,
ask me.
man.
Clearly,
Y'all
you
had a
didn't
great
come.
weekend.
Smoke don't look the same in person.
Hey man, I ain't.
He look older.
Hey,
I'm gonna see how you look on TV.
Hey,
I'm
do
gonna Google you
not
right
get
now. I'm
these
gonna
niggas
Google you.
started. I'm gonna back on out. Cause these niggas right here, hell, you go home and slit your throat.
Nah, man, I've been cool with this nigga, and he'll tell you, Smokey Jones, since the first minute I met this nigga.
Yeah.
We been the same cool,
Set it out.
bruh. I met the nigga at the I was doing some Def Jam auditions back in the day. Me and this nigga was the last two motherfuckers to
Yep.
go. The waitresses were putting the chairs up, nigga. We was
Out of like
talking-
30 niggas.
We
Everybody
talk,
left.
We talk so much shit, bruh. I got a different respect for that man. When my mother was battling cancer, he used to call her and talk shit with her all the time.
Yeah.
And not because of nothing that had to do with me, just
Right.
because that's the type of nigga he is.
Yeah.
I always respect that nigga for
I
that.
love that
That's
nigga
what's
Smokey.
up. And tell them a story about
Alabama
me.
boy.
How you?
This nigga Solo tried to sell me $35 worth of mid.
Right.
First time I met this nigga.
Yeah, yeah.
Told me it was some gas and it was really.
Solo cool as fuck.
Yo.
But if you ever stay with Solo in New York, he gonna charge you $100 a night.
hey,
Nigga, I'm gonna go get me a hotel.
Hey,
nigga.
How that nigga gonna charge you rent? He stay with a bitch.
And you pay rent.
You need to go and give him my rent, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Then nigga talking about you can
man.
have my couch. Nigga,
But
your
hey,
couch.
I will say this. I love you, bro.
Man,
I'm proud of you,
everybody.
dude.
I love everybody, man.
I'm proud of you because I know I remember when we didn't have shit and we just sit outside
we
and
still
talk
don't
shit.
have shit, but that never broke our spirit.
Never.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Nigga, every day we go out and don't have a job and try to pay our bills telling jokes. We playing the damn
Hey,
scratch off.
Los.
Fuck that.
If Solo put his teeth on the mic, we can hear him better.
That's right.
Put your teeth
That's
on
right.
the mic.
Solo got
Nigga, they brand new. What about you?
Hey, Solo got the movie teeth. They'll jump out his mouth and be clacking
That's
on the
right,
table.
nigga. That's right, nigga.
That nigga got
right,
them joke teeth.
Mope bite niggas twice with his teeth, nigga.
Leave Mope alone.
Back from commercial.
If this right here, if this, hey man, don't take my style on the podcast right here.
Shut
now,
your
nigga.
ass
Tell him,
Hey, man,
tell him,
hold
shut
on.
up.
And now
Nigga, that
sports.
what?
If you don't
Nah,
goddamn
nigga.
what? If you don't get
Tell
that
him.
Hebrew half up under your
Y'all
chin, look
leave,
at
Tell him.
y'all leave Mope alone.
Shout out.
Mope can't eat fruit unless they cut up.
I saw Mope bite an apple and made the Thundercat symbol.
Shut your ass up.
Not only that,
Hey,
Lionel showed up in the back like, nigga, what the fuck going on? Who the hell made the sign? And Mope smiled. He was like, that's Mope
Hey,
All right,
Smoke,
man,
your whole
fuck
watch go to your elbow, boy.
Come on, man.
That's a necklace you got around your goddamn wrist.
Hey,
As long as you know it's real, my
And
nigga.
Carlos, you smoke your Black and Miles backwards. Get your goddamn.
Hell no,
Mope, your
no.
teeth didn't pass the missions.
Thank you. One 18
You ain't even supposed to have them teeth in Georgia. You ain't got
That's
no
definitely
license.
right, but
You ain't got
Smoke
no
shoes
license.
didn't either.
Now you go into my shoes, we still on your teeth. Man,
I told you
one of
these
your
niggas
teeth
got the
look like
best.
look like the state of Mississippi, straight up. Oh, it's Mississippi or Alabama.
no,
I swear to God, look at the
hold
teeth.
on.
If y'all let the audience zoom in on the teeth.
Hey,
Hold up, Mo.
you need some more jeans.
Some real shit, Mo.
Carlos talk real for
You gotta get your tooth fixed so we can focus on how ugly you are. We talking about this goddamn tooth.
I'm done.
So look, Bo,
I'm done.
this live, can we tell like real comedy stories on here too?
Yeah.
All right, this some real stuff.
Don't
now.
do
It got
real
something to do with
shit.
comedy, but it don't. Lowe's, you know I got to say it.
You know I gotta say.
Carlos Miller, now this before he had money. Lord know it's before he had some goddamn money. He had that goddamn soccer van, that soccer mall van.
That's soccer mom, man.
But
He
one
going
thing
way
about-
back.
Hey, you know how I say about lying?
No,
one
he
thing
ain't
about
lying.
it, Carlos goddamn had them motherfucking hoes. You understand?
Yeah.
Shut your ass up.
Shit, I'm keeping it real.
Oh,
now I
nigga,
ain't gonna
don't-
say the name,
Don't.
but
Shut
Carlo
up.
pulled up with a porn star. I
Yeah.
swear to
What?
God, I just jacked
What?
That's the craziest story ever. I pulled up at Smokehouse with the porn star and my goddamn transmission done went out. The bitch was so she was so down with me, bruh. This nigga was living out Metropolitan, nigga. I came down the hill on north side and just coasted all the way back down to Metropolitan. You know when you get up there like Pans of Georgia, though, the transmission burnt out going up the hill. Nigga, we coasted the hill all the way down Metropolitan. He was staying over there by, Metro Tech?
Hell no.
I
that
done
shit is
coasted. I done
hilarious.
coasted all the way
That joint
down.
was so
North
funny,
Side.
bro. But he really came there, bro. The chick got out the car. I'm talking about it was her,
Yeah.
dead ass. I come up there like a little Uber. This was before Uber. I came up there, got the bags out the car. She had the same damn luggage as Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall in Coming to America. Dead
The
ass.
fucked
Some
up part
people
about
stole
this
some
story
stuff. You know what I'm
is
saying?
this
Like
nigga
real
is
talk.
not lying, bro. Me and this nigga got the craziest. One time, me and Smoke did 11 shows to get this girl out of jail.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
bitch,
What
that's why we
the
say, bitch, you going to jail. Like real
Bruh,
talk.
that's where he got that from. That nigga was stressed. That nigga was, this was when he was in love. That nigga was like, look, you gotta help me get my bitch out of jail, man.
I'm married now.
Me and Smoke went all around Atlanta doing shows, nigga. We did at the Bomb Wing. We went. What's the shit Dirty South used to have in Decatur? The little shit.
Oh, the Bond Wings thing.
No, the little O'Reilly's.
Oh, yeah. All hood
That's an
spots.
auto parts
Bigelow.
store.
All the hood
That's an
spots.
auto parts store.
No, what was this? What's the shit? No, O'Reilly's the
Yeah, that
club.
was O'Reilly.
play?
Oh man,
It was
Bigelow's. She had the other little bit ass
$50
club.
a night. How long did it take you to get out? $50 a night.
Man,
Damn,
bro, we
nigga.
were doing the shows and so for some reason, I know y'all ain't gonna believe this, but we end up trying to get some weed and flip it, and we smoked it all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I swear to God, the Lord
Y'all
like,
weren't
so what we gonna do about your bitch? I was like, I don't
about
know.
that shit. 'Cause we
Nigga,
did
that's
all of
amazing.
this. While
That
dri-
is
We did all
amazing.
this
Man, that
shit
shit
by
so
riding
crazy.
in a minivan.
That shit
Nigga, I had a
so
minivan.
Yeah.
They tricked her to get her. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I
For free.
appreciate you letting me come on your platform and
Fuck
talk
that bitch
shit.
now.
Shout out to all the comedians, man. Don't
Yeah.
never give up on this grind. $100 in comedy money feel better than $1,000
Yes,
at
it
work.
do.
Exactly.
Yes, it
And it's
do.
good for your spirit.
It
Hey,
is.
Carlos Miller, man, I thank you, brother, for taking the time out.
That's
You didn't have
right,
to do
man.
it, but I thank you for taking the time out and saying shout outs to the Uptown Comedy
Oh,
family.
yeah.
And we thank y'all, man. It's been a Sit Down at Uptown, man. We thank y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Oh, hold on.
Attitude, man. Uptown Comedy Corner.
One love to my boy, yo.
Set it off.
Set it off with the biggest
Yo.
watch in history.
Yo, follow me,
Before we
comedian
go,
solo.
before we go,
Follow me,
everybody
comedian
tell them
solo.
how to follow you. Before we go, everybody tell them how to follow you. Everybody, before you go, tell them how to follow
All
you.
my social media is just me, Carlos, KARLOUSM.
MOPE Mope Williams official on every platform.
To tell the truth.
Y'all
It's
find me.
comedian. Go ahead.
I'm Chris Set It Off Jones. Same guy that's been featuring with Carlos, ripping these shows up all goddamn weekend. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Chris Jones Funny, because Chris Jones is funny. Set it off.
Bo P Barnes on everything. Bo
Y'all have
BOPBARNES Barnes on everything.
On
See
everything.
y'all
Comedian
next time,
solo.
man. Sit down at Uptown. We'll see y'all next time right here.
Let's
Carlos
get it.
Miller.
You already know.